Hi, family. It's been a minute. So I'm sure you guys are going to be like, what is happening? Where has Brooke been and what's going on? And so I woke up this morning. I was really, really aligned. Randomly, I started getting all these messages from my little sister. And I just thought, it's been so long since I've spoken. I think Easter was the last time. And one thing I'll always say about this channel is we all went together through the twin flame relationship. And so I just thought, you know what? Why not show up today? Because I've always said that's like the number one thing we do for each other. And just kind of give you an update on how I'm feeling, how I see so many people really like reevaluating things, getting aligned more with their values, whatever those may look like as we go through this pandemic, and just checking in. That is what I thought I would do today. I don't really have this strong agenda, but I thought I'd pull some cards and just kind of see what comes up, and in turn, kind of unfold different things that have came up for me in the last 6 or 8 months since I've been on here, and just check in. So, with that being said, let's move forward. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to do the Moonology, and what I mean by backwards is, you guys know these were some of my favorite cards when we started. So let's see what's happening, and maybe somebody will pop up in here that used to follow my channel and say hey. So anyways, here we go. Hope you guys are all doing well and staying positive, and kind of finding your way in this newfound world of it's bringing up a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety for people, and let's just see what happens. Here we go. All right, the first one that pops up: a personal issue reaches resolution. I love this, let's just breathe into that. So when we think about personal issues reaching resolution, that's the idea of giving space internally, giving ourselves grace, maybe realigning spiritually, and just being okay in the uncomfortability. I think sometimes in this life, I feel like I've kind of floated on being lucky. But when I sit and I look at it, maybe it's just more, I always like try to find the positive and think of positivity and really center myself with that, as so I attract the same, right? And that stronger vocabulary that kind of aligns with that as well. So when I feel a personal issue reaches resolution, I hope, as much as that may be the case internally or with personally in my life, I feel hopefully that it's a transference to you as well if you're watching this. I've had some really interesting personal issues come up, and as I navigate that and I go through that, I'm sure I'll start speaking more about it. And just be open, really lean into the people that are around you. I know for me, when I go through something heavy, and maybe I sunk into that grief, I forgot, or abandonment, I forgot kind of like who my people were, who my tribe was. And I think it's easy to do when something really hard happens in our life. We truly forget the people that love us. But if we aren't nourishing those relationships and checking in and asking people questions, being curious about their lives, especially right now with people feeling themselves maybe not as connected to the collective, it could be challenging. So, be grateful for the people in your life. Take a minute to reach out to them. Maybe write out a list. That's what I did, about people close to me that, I did this exercise and it really helped me. It was, it came from Brene Brown. I listened to this podcast, and she talked about how her daughter basically had her daughter's teacher had a jar of marbles, if you've read that one. And anyways, every time the kids did something well, she put a marble in. Kids didn't do well, she took a marble out. And the idea of all this is to have marble friends and know when they're around, what does belonging mean to you, and what does support or loyalty or respect or admiration, or just basically when your ship falls apart, who's there. And it was really helpful for me because it realigned myself with not only what's important, but the people that I choose to surround myself with, to kind of just do a check-in. Hey, today in this world, we're in a different world. Is this what really aligns with my soul? So I don't know. It was really helpful. And I encourage you to do that. So I'm going to pull another moon card and let's see what comes up. Woo, two flew out. A new romantic cycle begins. So, let's talk about romance. I've spoke about this before on this station or channel. It's that idea of what is romance. Abraham Hicks talks a lot about this. Romance can be friendships. Romance can be with anyone, right? Romance can, a new cycle can even begin with yourself. How do you want to be treated? Start doing that for yourself. Like maybe it's giving yourself a massage, buying yourself flowers, getting online, doing a Google search of like the cheapest vacation that's out there and just going and allowing the universe to serve you or present itself in a new way and taking an adventure. Maybe finding an art show. As the Twin Flame Collective, I've always said we are creatives. So listening to music, going to listen to a poet, something to really pierce your soul that really calls for you, right? Just start teaching, just do the things that really make you happy. And it maybe feels like you're dating yourself. Take yourself to a nice restaurant. Ask, maybe ask a friend, hey, it's been a while since I've gone on a date. Can we go on a friend date? Whatever that may be, open your heart to romance and see what comes flying in. And then the last one, bring love into the situation. Wow. So evidently, this is what gratitude is all about, right? Just being open, being bendable, flexible, and allowing even things that we would never think that were romance or love, to bring it into a situation, even if that's at work, holding the door of vulnerability, right? Opening up, allowing someone to maybe see inside your soul that maybe you weren't receptive to before. So anyways, I hope that helps and gives you a little gratitude for the love in the universe. The next one, I'm going to pull my boy in here. You guys know I love Archangel Gabriel. He spoke to me a lot. I guess I'll share this with you because I've always tried to be very open with you guys. I lost my brother recently, and it was so funny because I immediately started getting all these little signs. I have an amazing intuitive that gave me a really cool reading. And the first thing they said was how Archangel Gabriel showed up with Archangel Michael, which I just found really interesting, the combination of those two. Because if you've been following me, Michael was the first one to show up when I meditated, and then Gabriel was the second one. So, knowing alignment on the other side when we go through things and really leaning on our own spirituality and finding signs has been really helpful for me. I know a lot of people have been going through, different types of death through COVID and different things and the pandemic. And so, for me, one of the things that really has helped is getting back to my meditation, my spirituality, and just this just new alignment of love and gratitude for this universe and really understanding what's on the other side. One of my favorite stories when I was going through it is when I finally just stopped and was with myself and started speaking to my brother. I kept saying, like, I just need him to drop off some money, right? And I was just talking to my best friend on the phone. And she was joking with me, and all of a sudden I'm literally on a dark path outside. And by dark path, not spiritually speaking, it was dark outside, and I was walking through a park with my dog, and two pennies show up. And so my point is if something has happened to you and you're feeling, called to, not called, but maybe like you've lost someone on the other side and you're trying to ask for a sign, what's out there, what happens next, living in fear or sadness or loneliness, feeling like you want to belong. Start talking to the other side. It's a really good mechanism to remind you just how much we all are truly connected. So it was really nice, and really cool. I often hear his laughter still. So anyways, I hope that helps you guys if you're going through something. Divine guidance. The ideas you are receiving now are heaven sent answer to your prayers. Everybody knows I believe in the archangels. I believe in God. Some people, that could be the universe or your God. But just know that you have ideas that can come to you, especially through meditation, because you're tapping into that part of your creative brain. It also is a time to release everything else, so souls on the other side can come through easier. It also gets you more aligned with just that, is it synapses? I don't know if that's the right word, but the triggers on the other side that might want to come through, whether those are your guides, or something that maybe you don't allow yourself to feel in those times of quietness. So I will tell you, meditation helps me wonders. It really helps me remind myself of what's important and how much, I love myself and I love everything around me. It just gives me that moment to be Brooke in my own playfulness. So I hope you find the same in times when you're alone. All right, I'm going to go with another card, Gabriel. What do you have to share with the channel today? Wow. Okay. So 2 just flipped up on their own. So we're going to go with those. Blocks lifted. Previous obstacles came from fear, and now they're lifted away. So maybe that's the reason I showed up today for you guys, because that's how it kind of feels. And hopefully I hear from you all as well. And that is like when we pull fear out, our voice, courage, everything just, aligns perfectly. Confidence comes back. So thank you, Gabriel. It's funny, I don't think I've ever pulled that card since I've had this deck. I didn't even know it existed. New project. Like a newborn baby, your actions are growing your idea into a reality. I've been trying to think of a great way to move this channel into a creative outlet. I've always spoke about it since it started. And I've thought about starting to do art classes on here and using it for just everybody that's always supported me as a way to kind of give back to the collective in a creative, meditative way. So anyways, maybe you'll see that coming. It's really going on in my mind to see what that looks like. And let's see. All right. I'm really feeling like the Archangel Power Tarot cards. I like these. It's Radley Valentine. Oh, gosh, I sounded very Texan right then. My Archangel Michael cards are actually in my studio storage, so I don't have them. So I picked up this deck of cards. So they're just as thick as the Archangel Michael cards, but it's nice because, it allows whatever Archangel to really come through, whether it's Gabriel, Michael, Shemamil, whoever, Ezekiel, whatever. They all kind of flip through. Anyway, let's see who comes through to us. They're harder to flip, just know that. So let me get you some. See what the archangels have to say with us, and just in their divine love, see what will be presented. Until I flip the cards in here, I forget how much I really miss talking to you guys. It just makes me light up after I'm here for a second. It's good to feel that energy kind of radiate. So Okay. All right. Every day I'm shuffling, shuffling, as Liz says. Let's see what'll pop up. Hi. Oh, one started to come out. Sorry, these take a minute. All right, one popped up. Queen of Michael. Ah, this is crazy. So I did a reading for myself before I came on here and saged it all. And then in my mind, I'm like, I wonder if the same cards will come. Because, I believe when I flip cards for the collective, it's a transference of my energy to you all as the same thing of what's going on in your life to bring to me and just really open me up and see. And so Queen of Michael, immediately what I think about is this is that exercise that I did earlier today, which is, really get in touch with what your values are right now. Really, really write down the values of your friends and then know whatever romantic cycle or person you're meant to date are going to align with those, right? That's the idea. Like, you date yourself. Your friends are similar to romantic cycles because they probably stay in your life much, not probably, but they could stay in your life much longer than somebody you date. You don't know, right? So you have to treat all these relationships like relationships instead of this is more important, this is not as important. They're all relationships, they're all connections. No matter what may occur, they are still a relationship. And so, I really like this because the Queen of Michael, who Michael always represents that strength, that awakening, that safety, that I just always see him as this magical knight or almost king with a sword in his hand that's just like, I got your back. I'm always here to like slay a dragon if they come at you sideways. So he's just reminding you by the Queen of Michael that you are the queen, right? Even if you're a gentleman, you can be a queen and step into that energy of brilliance, self-reliance, insightfulness, humor, and help yourself like, just really remind yourself you always know exactly what to do in the situation because most likely, just like this life, it's a spinning of patterns and the benefit of all of the experiences you're going through. So perhaps right now is a time to really focus on career, even though right now that's not what this reading has told you. If the relationships feel like they're spiraling out a little bit, maybe be doing the work, writing it out, seeing how you want to attract, but really just focusing maybe on your career and allowing that to work itself out if that's what's going on in your life. You can have those same, I know if my boss was here, he's like, no, Brooke, you're like killing our handbook. But you could put love in the situation even at work. It's still a connection. It's still a relationship. So just remind yourself of that if you're in the corporate world. It could be a time for career rather than relationships. If that's how you're feeling, let this reading just be called to you on however it's divinely meant to be. All right. Let's see what the next. I just think it's interesting that card came out at the exact same time as the one I had already did previously this morning because this is a big deck. So, all right. Hi. All right. 6 of Gabriel. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project, awards, scholarships, or promotions. I'm just gonna like go off. This is like really strange because of course Michael and then Gabriel come out, which really resonates with me after what I told you about my brother and my own spiritual journey. So I'm seeing these coincidences, right, as I read this reading to you all. But this might be an idea of maybe you're focusing more on your career because you've seen your career as a completion in the romantic cycle. Maybe it could be, right? Maybe you're ready for a new cycle, just like you're ready for a new job, a new career, finding new magic in this world. Everybody's realigning differently after what they've just been through. It's a time to really be flexible or bendable in where we want to be. So what I mean by that is perhaps to get you through to this place you are today. Maybe you were doing a job you didn't really feel aligned with, whatever the case may be. Now, what's a position or what is a job you could do where you bring yourself into it, right? How can you spiritually fulfill yourself, maybe? How can you raise the collective by what you're doing? So, for example, everybody knows I went from art to renewable energy during the pandemic. And it's been really wonderful. I've been able to look into myself and realize like now I'm using not so much my creativity. I mean, there is creative aspects to my job, but I'm really able to use like my intelligence, my negotiation skills, maybe more thinking skills, and use that to raise the collective, to putting like energy into the planet, which is solar and wind. So, learning how we can do different things to really uplift the collective, it's a magical time to really put yourself out there to do that. So maybe this is just saying, congratulations, you're doing a wonderful job wherever you are. And it's time to move on to the next project. Maybe you felt like you've completed what you needed. So the next one is Two of Raphael. Immediately what I think of is lovers reuniting. So maybe your twin flame has reached out to you. Maybe you've realized that there's a new lover that you had no idea that could be your soulmate, and you're aligned with that. However, it's feeling most prevalent or relative to you. And it's these two hearts that are creating something special. We can get away from the labels and just go by love and follow our heart and realize that there's kindred spirits everywhere. So don't give up on those you actually love, right? Just because they might not have the label or the like, what am I trying to say? The picture may not look like how you thought it could be. Allowing yourself love into your heart's the biggest step we can do. It's to me the only thing that passes from this life to the next. So just reminding yourself that you really do deserve love in these moments, even when we're not feeling maybe our greatest or doing our best or looking our best. We can still show up for ourselves and attract amazing things, when we just kind of put ourselves together, right? We're eating healthy, we're working out, we're really trying to be aligned with love, and feeling grateful. Great things come. Love attracts love. So, Four of Gabriel's the next card. Man, why am I talking so much about love on this? It's crazy. Okay, this was not my reading earlier, so clearly this is meant for you guys. Time for a celebration, abundant rewards for hard work. Release yourself from burdensome situations. And I love this because these two people are like just in awe of each other, dipping each other, having love, and the angels above them just saying, I'm here. Something intriguing is sometimes people see Gabriel as a girl. You guys know I see him as a boy. So this card is Gabriel as a woman, I suppose, looking over this beautiful couple, which is a masculine and a feminine. So it's just saying like, hold the dearest close, right? Really throw love in. And all of this abundance is just coming back to you. And if you've been going through hard times, it looks like you're really getting to the light at the end of the tunnel. God, I love this reading. Okay, Four of Ariel. And this is the masculine ahead. Ariel's in the background. Ariel, a lot, Liz talks about this. She thinks Ariel's one of the twin flames angels, in different ways. But when you give, you also receive, right? This is the idea of the masculine looking forward. There's people in the background going over a bridge. There's all these gold coins and just extremes in how you save or spend your money, just feeling balanced there, right? So when you give it all away, you're going to receive tenfold. I truly believe that. It's worked that way in my life, right? So, it's hard, right? If you're being resistant to change right now, the angels are saying, move forward, right? Allow yourself the uncomfortability that the angels really do have you, right? Write those gratitude lists, write the love list, put the love to the universe. And, if you want, I always say, there's a great story about Jim Carrey. He wrote a check for himself for $10 million and carried it around for years until he could cash it. So I truly believe that's the power of the divine. When you walk in abundance, you attract abundance. So give yourself the opportunity to really do that, um, and do the steps. You can easily Google abundance manifestation. On this channel, God, it's been a couple of years ago, we all did vision boards of what we wanted to attract. I remember someone put a picture, I think, of a Tahoe and attracted it. At the time, they didn't even have an apartment. Um, they're just all these different things. So take the time and put the energy into yourself to attract what you want your life to be. And if it's not that today, then write it out and start meditating on how it feels. Not what it looks like physically, but how it actually feels inside. How you want to feel connected when you have that much abundance. Okay. Page of Ariel. Okay, Ariel is talking. So just a reminder, you're reliable, you're clever, you're educated, you're balanced, right? This is again that balance of the give and take. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Oh gosh, I can't even barely speak. Scholarships or the pursuit of education, time to get to work. So, if you've been thinking about maybe taking a class, or there's a way for, maybe to uplift the collective, or maybe there's something you want to sit in. There's so many online courses now. You can do one even for free on YouTube. So take the opportunity. If there's something you've been wanting to manifest, maybe write out a list of how that feels, what it looks like, what you want to learn. I heard this really interesting thing, and I do believe in this. As creatives, there is a time where we are alone, but there's also a way to help with that loneliness and keep the momentum, which is a lot setting up like weekly or once a month circles where you're around other creatives, right? You're hitting each other off, you're hitting ideas off one another, you're giving each other insights on projects, maybe just speaking it into existence. There's just something about this synergy of that group that can be really helpful in that alignment of maybe not feeling so alone in that moment, or just having a sense of belonging and support. So perhaps you do that with your creative project. And lastly, Six of Raphael. Raphael always comes across me as an angel. He's like this 5'7" angel. He's like about 5'7" he's like, I don't know how to describe it, but he's a puffy man, and he comes across as like, I don't know how old he is, in his late 60s, and kind of almost looks like Santa to me, and always has this great bright green bold color. And anyways, he's just saying, hey, just remember to embrace your inner child. That's the love, that's the playfulness, that's the humorous, that's the really the healing that comes back to you, to help with this journey of love, really, of back to loving yourself so you can attract more love. New friends, rekindling relationships, children or childhood. Maybe there's that childhood friend. I know I have a couple of really good ones, and maybe just reaching out to them to say, hey, I just want you to know, I wrote a list out, and these are all the ways you attribute to my life that I really like. Sometimes just positive reinforcement to keep those relationships solid. Maybe you pay it forward. They hear you say that, and then they call someone. Any way to put energy into the collective, I truly believe in. One exercise I did with my team was when people started to leave the company and my team started to get freaked out, I said, don't worry, just start calling people. Call 2 stakeholders today. Just tell them how much you appreciate working with them and how you have gratitude. So how do we put ripples of positivity into the universe on a constant basis? That to me is what's most important. It's not about maybe all the little things that we kind of get caught up in sometimes. It's really about feeling loved and a sense of vulnerability and knowing that you're doing your best today to be the best version of yourself, whatever that may look like. Okay. I am going to bring some light into the situation, and then we're going to close this out. And We're going to do the Work Your Light cards. These are another set that I've used since I started this channel. So these decks are funny because I got a puppy who's now a year, and he has taken, he likes these cards. He's funny. He goes after, and he really goes after the ones that are like the first decks on this channel. So it's funny to see how he gravitated to that out of all of my things that are in this house. First, Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting the of humanity. So, you know what I find intriguing about this card is it's one of the reasons I got this deck. I like it because it's, you know, I think as human kindness, we've gotten away from this. We think we can go to work, love people, and that's all there is, like, to this life, or, you know, just raising kids, going to work, repeat. And that really isn't, that's not the truth, right? Like, it's a privilege to be on this planet. We're here because there's lessons that we're really working through to uplift the collective. You know, we're uplifting our own spiritual intelligence by going through these lessons and putting ourselves through this version of life to really learn to, you know, upgrade kind of, or up level our souls. And so I really like this card because it's just that reminder that you need to remind yourself that not only are you uplifting the humanity, that you're also channeling love from another place and then channeling it almost back to the other side by uplifting the collective that's here every day, daily. So just a reminder that even when you get sad, doing that one thing a day to uplift someone or something to make this planet a better place might be more than some people do their entire life here. So, you know, it's just the little things. I know, you know, when we hear about our ascended masters, I've always said this is what 1111 means. It's just the idea of taking our time and really being present and, you know, having that integrity, but also just having that intent and, you know, putting that into the universe. So anyways, I think that's just a beautiful card. And if I came on here for any other reason today, I hope you guys hold to that. So, all right. Last two cards. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. This is beautiful. It's just, you know, a woman's energy moving forward. And, you know, talking about double mission, you know, here she is in the present, and maybe here she is channeling that energy through and back. I really like this. It's just a reminder that, you know, you're still doing your best job. And by showing up for yourself is the best thing you can do. And lastly, awakening. You know, again, I feel like this is us meditating and allowing our soul to continuously become more and more open and thoughtful and kind to everybody around us, even when we don't know what's happening. It's that awakening. It's those energetic upgrades that we allow to be channeled through us to help the collective that, you know, we serve them and they serve us, right? It's a new way of integration. So I hope you take these lessons and keep yourself strong, loved, and, you know I'm always here. And I just always appreciate you guys showing up for me. I know it hasn't been consistent for the last year, but hopefully we'll get back there. And like I said, I'm really feeling a calling towards spirituality and art. I've always said my mom was an artist, and that's kind of my special time to spend with her. So how cool would it be if I could channel some of the love and some of the lessons I've learned through her in my art, and really teach you guys what maybe I know. So anyways, stay true to yourself, love yourself, and keep moving forward. Good luck on your romantic cycles. Bye.